Hi everyone, Fiona Clark here, the Zenergizer, out in my favourite place and with Miss Roxy, who God only knows how, she has found a carrot. So she's quiet anyway, so that's a good thing. Okay, so what is your dominant stress response? We all have one that we will revert to when we feel overwhelmed or we feel like that pot is just overflowing. Now, it could be fear and anxiety. It could be anger and frustration. It could be going into panic. It could be going into worry or maybe sadness and sorrow. If you know which one that you automatically slip into, and you will do, and I've said those words, there'll be one you think, yep, that's me. That will give you a really good idea as to which of the 5 elements is most dominant for you. Now, Anita Wisdom, my lovely friend, and I are going to be doing this free 5-day experience on the 9th of May, exploring more about the 5 elements and how they can affect us in life, in our relationships, and how we can to really understand the deeper parts of who we are as individuals on all levels, whether this is a physical level, emotional, spiritual, and what have I left out? Emotional, spiritual, nutrition, whatever it is, you know what I mean, on all levels. And so I want to give you a bit of a clue as to what one of my elements is. Most people will have one very dominant element, or maybe they'll have 2 that are pretty equal in their dominance. I actually have 2 that are pretty equal, and I'm giving you a bit of a clue as to where we are here. This is one of my dominant elements, and the other one is quite different actually. It's quite interesting when you understand this. So if you're curious to learn more about this ancient wisdom, this wisdom of the Chinese theories that goes back 2,000 to 3,000 years, and how we can bring this into our modern day and our modern way of understanding who we are on all those different levels, then come and join us on May the 9th. This is going to be a phenomenal 5-day experience. I say that myself because I know what's involved and I know what you're going to start exploring. Because when we understand more about this dominant element within us, we understand more about who we are. But equally as important, we can then understand other people around us. We can then understand why we trigger certain people and why other people certainly trigger us. And this could be your husbands, your wives, your partners, your children. And when you understand that people need to respond in different ways to situations, you can be so much more forgiving. You can be so much more accepting, because you just know that your way of doing things might just not be their way. It could be very different, and yet they're still going to get good result at the end of it. So for the key for any relationship in any part of our lives, whether it's in personal, whether it's in business, has to be understanding how we communicate. And this is what the 5 elements are going to start to give you this understanding about. So if you're curious for more, the link is below this video. You can see a little bit more about what we'll be doing. We're going to be touching on each of these 5 elements, and I'm going to be sort of teasing you a little bit throughout the next week, 10 days, just to give you some thinking space about which element you think you might be, or which is your really dominant one. Or maybe you'll start to think, yeah, I'm really split between those 2. That's great, because actually we probably have 2 or 3 which are more prominent in our lives. But what we really want is to be obviously in coherence with all of them, because all of them are a part of us. But just like with a lot of things, we are more dominant in one space, just like we have a more dominant stressed response to things that go on in our lives. Okay, so I'm really excited about this, as I know Anita is. So come and join us, sign up, and just come on an adventure. All right, just like I am with Miss Roxy eating a carrot. God only knows what that's doing down there. Anyway, in the middle of the woods, here we go. So that's me, Fiona Clark, the Zenergizer, bringing you more zen, zest and zing into your life. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.